Hey guys, Thrasher here, and we've got a new update, some new banners, and some new content. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, there's a ton to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. We're going to go through the news, we'll work our way up. I'm going to skip all of the banners because they've added so many, it's going to be easier just to skip them all, and we'll talk about them one at a time at the end. Let's work all the way down here, and we're going to find the update announcement where we're going to read these updates. Function added equipment archive. So what that is you can go into the equipment area in the top right corner, there's going to be an archive button. That archive will show you all of the equipment in the game, it'll show you the stat rolls on the equipment, it'll show you where to get the equipment, and then it will show you if you have received that equipment since this came out, it'll be highlighted. If not, it'll be grayed out. And we'll go look at that a little bit more in a minute. Let's look at the next thing, which is added past PvP equipment to Z Metal's exchange shop. So let's do a quick little jump cut, and here we are in the Rare Metal exchange shop. So we have all of the past PvP equipment. The one thing I want to point out here is go through here, grab whatever you need. If you need something that you didn't get back in the day, if you are running the purple Turles that just got that huge buff, make sure that you have this Fruit of the Triomite right here. It is by far his best equipment item. So if you weren't playing during the PvP season where you could get this, or maybe you got a few and then you deleted them because you thought he'd always be garbage, make sure you grab those now because this makes a huge difference. I believe the best way to look at this right now is let's look at the archive real quick. So let's go menu, characters, and then we go equipment, and top right corner archive. So right here we can see all of the things that are equipment items available in the game. If it's highlighted, that means that you've gotten it since they made whatever the update is. And then if it's not highlighted, it's supposed to mean that you either never got it or you just didn't get it since they made these changes. And I know for a fact that I have multiple of these items, so I'm not exactly sure what the cutoff line for this is. I'm pretty sure I have pretty much every equipment item in the game right now, except for I might be missing one or two from the most recent events. So let's go ahead and open this up though, and see here that this is by far the best equipment item for Turles. 20% to blast attack, 12.5% defense against everyone in Goku's family, and then 15% base health. So it's amazing. Make sure you grab one of those, and let's go ahead and jump cut back to where we were. Okay, next up, the best element is now displayed during character selection in Adventure, which is good. You don't have to jump back and forth anymore. You know what colors you need to grab right on that screen. Very helpful. And then function added PvP messages, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but it's the ability to essentially praise people when you have a good match rather than facing a cheater or someone who's lag switching. To tackle dishonest acts in PvP, we added a function to restrict rating match participation when matches do not end properly, such as due to network disconnection. Now that's huge. That means they're actually dealing with all of the disconnect cheaters. I have had a few people in my Discord try to test this and see what happens when they disconnect. You still can get the win. I think it's over a long period of time. So you've got to disconnect a few times. You don't want to ban someone from PvP because they had one disconnection issue. Maybe they were playing and for whatever reason they had to leave the house and they lost connection. You know, you got to have some leeway there. So we're still testing that, seeing how it works, but obviously they're starting to take a real stance on this, and they're saying if you disconnect a lot, we're banning you from PvP. Okay, added a before and after transformation display option for transformable characters to be displayed on the home screen, which is cool. That means that if I have my Broly on my home screen, I can decide whether or not I want the standard form or the berserk form where he's transformed to be showing on the home screen. That's cool. You can change the display settings for transformable characters via menu, other options, blah, blah, blah. You can check that out when you need it. And then here's where they're actually talking about the archive. So the archive I just showed you, but you can view the following information in the equipment archive for all equipment. It shows you the ability effects, which I just showed you, the equip conditions, which was at the bottom, and then how to get, so you can look at where you want to get it. And then as we scroll down here, I don't think there's anything else. We can go ahead and back up. And then we'll scroll down here and go to the next thing, which is there is a bug fix update. So as you'll notice here, this says 2.14. So most of this is from the old bug fix update. The only thing they've added is this second line right here where it says there are occasions where the game may freeze when selling equipment. And that's the addendum to today, 2.28. So whatever they did with the archive stuff, the changes they've made to equipment, it's caused an issue where there's some crashing, and it looks like they fixed it. So hopefully that's the case. Let's go ahead and back out of here, and then we'll scroll down to the next thing, which is right here, where we actually talk about the praise points and the messages you can send in PvP. So you can send these types of messages right here to tell someone, hey, good job, you know, that's a great match that we just had. And then the bottom 3 here, I think, are the important part. So you have the ability, as you play against people, to send them these praise points where, you know, you're a skilled opponent. That was a good match. Let's scroll down here and actually find the praise points themselves. Good skill, the point used to praise your opponent's good play. So you actually fought each other. It was a good match. Good party, the point used to praise your opponent's party formation. So you like the party they brought. They didn't bring Holy Trinity. Good job. You're actually thinking outside the box a little bit. And side note, Holy Trinity is not necessarily the best team anymore. We have a very diverse meta now. And then good game, the point used to praise the actual battle itself. So I think what they're trying to do here is if you get a lot of praise points and then you have a disconnect in the future at some point, they know you're not a cheater. If you never get any praise points and you always win the match and you have a ton of disconnects, they're going to get rid of you. So I don't know how well this is going to work. It might get abused, but at least I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get some extra context around people who are disconnecting. So they're not banning people who are disconnecting honestly. So, you know, you're driving, well, you're not driving, but you're in a car with someone that's driving, you're playing the game, and you get disconnected. Probably not the best choice to play while you're in a car and do PvP, but at least we know that you weren't trying to cheat. So let's go ahead and back out of here. And then we're going to scroll down, and the next thing is all of these banners. So we'll skip these 2 banners, and then we will talk about all of the new Ultra Space Time stuff now. So Ultra Ticket Summon number 10, we're going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to see that we're going to get tickets just like we always do. I'm going to give you the general breakdown here. We're going to get 17 tickets. It's going to take 7 tickets to pull a free guaranteed sparking unit. So you're going to get 2 of those for sure, and then you're going to get 3 single pulls that don't guarantee you a sparking unit, but they are free single pulls. And then down here it talks about the Gohan, talks about the Goku, and then it talks about the Rage Vegeta. So we can go ahead and scroll through here, and it's got the other 2 characters that whatever, no one really cares. It's Kamikolo and the Trunks. And then let's go to the actual, where is it at? Login bonus right here, where it essentially tells us every single day when you log in, you're going to get your ticket. You don't have to do the daily missions. You just have to log in. And the way this works is you're going to get 17 tickets. Like I said, the first 7 you get every single day, and then you get a day off where you get some other stuff, and then it comes back. You get like 3 or 4 days worth of tickets again, and then by the end, you'll get all 17 of them. So you're going to get 150 Chrono Crystals, you're going to get your 17 tickets, you're going to get some energy tickets, you're going to get some silver bells, and you're going to get, there was one more thing, what was that? You're going to get skip tickets. So overall, not bad, pretty standard login bonuses for all of these Ultra Space Times. Let's go ahead and back out and then talk about the, I believe Battle Royale is up next. Yes, Battle Royal, whatever. Essentially what they're saying here is they've brought back all of these different Legends banners and brought in new Legends banners to celebrate the Battle Royal that's coming up and make sure that everyone can get the characters that they want. I don't think that's the case, actually. I think that's what they're telling us, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but essentially they're showing all those banners, and then there's all of these equipment items that you can get from the Rare Metal Shop if you want to do that. Like I said, make sure you get the Turles one if you don't already have it and you're running that Turles. It's very powerful, very important, and we don't really need to go through the rest of this. We'll just scroll down through and you can see all of it, and there's a ton of them. And then it's telling us that all of these events are back or will be back in a couple days, I think on the 6th. Yeah, so next week. And then you can make sure to do any that you've missed or get any type of specific equipment that you don't get from the Rare Metal Shop, because that's mainly just PvP equipment items. So let's back up and then let's talk about what I would say is probably the last major thing before we talk about the banners. So let's scroll down here, and there's 2 sets of sales here, and that's gonna sort of factor into what I was talking about with the fact that they brought all these banners back for a reason that's other than Battle Royale, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let's talk about this Let's Fight thing. So details here, available once per day, and I'm not going to read through all this. Here's how this works. You have a team, you can only bring 1 character, okay? So your team can be all 6, but only 1 can come into battle. The one that goes into battle is going to get 1,000,000 XP, and they're going to get 25,000 friend points. Everyone else who's on your, well, I guess you could call them your bench. Your 5 other bench units who don't go into combat are going to get 100,000 XP, and they don't get any friend points. So make sure that you're bringing the proper team for this. You have 6 units that you truly want to level, and the unit that you bring into battle is one that you want to get their friendship level up very quickly. I think you can go from no friendship whatsoever to like 4 points in, something like that. for the little diamonds in just one match. And you can do this every single day, so make sure you don't skip out on this. So let's go ahead and back out. And then from here, the major things we have left are all of these banners. So let's go ahead and back out of here completely, and we're going to go to summon. And I don't believe I've done any of my summons yet today. So any that we see here that have a daily discount, they're going to have a daily discount. If we don't see a daily discount, then they just don't have one. So let's go ahead and start all the way from the bottom, and we'll skip stuff that obviously was here already. There's just so many that's easier to start now. Okay, so Legends Androids. There are no characters here that are worth pulling on. There are no discounts. This is a 1-star trap banner. There's no reason to waste time on these. The next one, Legends Hybrids. There are pretty much no new characters in this one. None that are worth spending full price on. There are no discounts. This is a 1-star trap banner. Skip this banner. Okay, so Ultra Space Time number 9, that is an old one. Rising Girls is old. Legends Rise Up is old. That is old. Legends Lineage of Evil. Here's the thing. If you don't have the yellow Final Form Frieza, and you don't have the blue Final Form Kura, Cooler, whatever you want to call him, it might be okay to do like one YOLO if you really want to. I'm not saying 1,000. Do not spend 1,000 on this. But if you want to do 100 just to gamble a little bit, go for it. But this is generally also not a good idea to pull on. Every character on this, besides I think one, you can get for free in the Masters Packs right now, so it's not worth pulling on this. But the one saving grace here is you do have 2 top tier units in these 2 front guys. So that's where I would put this. I guess you could sort of call this a 2-star banner, even though there are no discounts on it. So my opinion is don't spend on it. If you really feel like you want to try for one of these 2 front guys because you don't have either one of them, you can spend 100 on it just to have that lottery ticket. Let's go to the next one. This banner is garbage. There's no reason to pull on this banner whatsoever. There are no discounts. There are no absolute top tier characters. Some people would argue that the Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the middle is still close to top tier. He has good damage potential, but he's definitely not like a top 5 or really even a top 10 unit. So I would call this a 1-star Dragon Ball banner. So here's what we've seen so far. These are all trap banners. There is a reason for this. Let's keep going. And then Legends Super Saiyans. This is the one, the only one out of all of these Legends banners that I would say is probably worth spending some if you have a very specific situation. If you don't have Super Saiyan Bardock, if you don't have Super Gogeta, and you don't have the Super Vegeta, then it's probably okay to do a couple singles. Do not spend 1,000 crystals on this. This banner is still not good. There's only one character on here that you can get that you can't get from the Masters Packs, but all 3 of these characters are powerful on a Super Saiyan team. The Vegeta himself is not powerful as a combat unit, but he is powerful as a bench unit. Now, with that being said, I won't be spending anything on it, but I understand if you're a person who's been trying to get Super Gogeta forever and you want to spend a little bit, but keep in mind, we're probably going to get a Masters Pack 3 at some point here. I don't think it's going to be super soon, but when that does roll around, it's almost guaranteed going to have Super Gogeta on it because he wasn't in Masters Pack 2. So again, I'm going to call this, I guess, a borderline 2-star Dragon Ball banner. There are no actual discounts, but if you want to spend a couple hundred on it just to hopefully get either Super Gogeta or the Super Saiyan Bardock, that's probably okay. But here's the thing. Before we get to the final banner, which is the main banner that was coming out today, the new Ultra Space Time banner, which you know how I'm going to rate it. It's going to be a 2-star Dragon Ball banner. Wait to get all of your sparking tickets. Pull on your sparkings. Do dailies every single day. There's a reason that they've got all these out. They have never pulled this many banners at once, and it's because they're trying to get every single possible crystal from any single person that they can before something huge comes out. I'm not going to drop his name. I'm not going to talk about the guy that we have thought has been coming out for a long period of time. But here's the thing. All of these line up. In the next 10 days, all of these Legends banners are going to go away, and the part 2 of the Broly movie collaboration celebration ends in 10 days as well. So what that says to me is in 10 days, something big is probably going to happen. So if you're going to spend any crystals on any of these banners at full price, I highly recommend you wait until at least next week, meaning after next Wednesday or Thursday, when we have a better idea of what might be coming out. Now, there's no guarantee we'll know by then, but at least you'll have a better chance. Because if you know who does end up showing up, you don't want to be the person who spent 2,000, 3,000 crystals, which is all they had on these garbage banners, and then he shows up a couple days later. So with that being said, let's scroll up here and let's talk about this banner. Like I said, there are guaranteed sparking tickets coming. This is pretty standard for Ultra Space Times in general. The 3 new characters on this are all pretty good units. I'm not going to lie to you, they're pretty decent units. Some people are unhappy with the fact that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a reskin. Some people aren't huge fans of Ultimate Gohan, and then some people love Rage Vegeta, some people hate Rage Vegeta. So for some people this isn't a super hype banner, but the units themselves are pretty good. I will tell you this, even though the Ultimate Gohan has the coolest new mechanic out of the three, he's in a lot of trouble because of his color typing, so it seems to me like these units are not going to see a lot of use right away, except for maybe the Rage of Vegeta. With that being said, I'm going to rate this the same way I rate every Ultra Space Time. It's a 2-star Dragon Ball banner. Make sure you're doing your daily discounts every single day. Make sure you get your guaranteed sparking units pulled. Once you have done all of your guaranteed sparkings and you've been doing daily discounts throughout the whole period of time, wait until there's 4 or 5 days left in the banner. And if there's one unit that you really want, it's okay to spend 2,000, maybe 3,000 on this banner. 3,000 is probably pushing it, but 2,000 at full price to try and go after that unit that you want, as long as you have more than one unit that you're chasing. Never chase one unit. And that's pretty much it for this video. You guys let me know if you agree with me and you think that there's a reason that they're dropping all these banners at once outside of the Battle Royal. They're trying to pull our crystals out, or maybe I'm wrong. They're just trying to make sure that everyone has as many characters as possible for that competition. You guys let me know what you think, and if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.